have talked about this a little bit on my channel, but my whole life I have been told the same things. Well, I've been bullied my whole life, let's just say that. A lot of the time people confuse me, actually. They misinterpret me all the time. And you know, I've really just accepted that that is the epitome of me. I'm going to be misunderstood constantly. And now, well, I don't care anymore. Since I was a young girl, I always wanted to be a YouTuber. And you know, when I started putting myself out on the internet when I was like a young girl in high school, of course, I got bullied. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. You know, who has not been bullied before? Come on, let's be for real. I'm not here to put on a little pity party. We've all been bullied. You know, I was really like exploring myself. You can't do that in this world because this world is a masquerade. Everyone wants to pretend they're niche and cool and like whatever, figured out. It's so dumb. But you know, stereotypical high school experience, everyone told me I was a wannabe. Everyone told me that I wasn't this, you can't be this. And so I never fit in anywhere. Beginning of high school, I was like definitely like hippie. Beginning of high school, I showed up with like purple hair and I had hippie parents who would go to Burning Man. Yeah, so that was interesting. That was an interesting time in my life. Freshman year was an interesting time. So yeah, I showed up with purple hair and I was very hippie and I was very spiritual. I was trying to figure out my spiritual beliefs. That's all I gave a shit about in high school was spirituality, by the way. I didn't care about school at all. I found myself really struggling to fit into a group. I started to kind of explore other styles, other aesthetics. I was like, let's try to be, you know, something else. Maybe someone else will accept me in their group. So I changed my style quite often. I was really trying to just figure out who I was. I don't even think I figured out who I was until I was like 18, to be quite honest. That was like when I discovered like my music taste, my style, my whole thing. That's like when I really was like, okay, I know who I am now, I guess you could say. I remember I was doing YouTube during high school and I got told, you think your life's a movie? Get over yourself. Honestly, period. Valid, but also not anymore because I think I'm pretty damn funny now. I think honestly I'm pretty damn entertaining. But at the time, for sure, I was a kid, dude, trying to fucking live and feel accepted in this fucked up world. But yeah, so that wasn't fun. That definitely discouraged me. I didn't want to do YouTube too much after that. I tried, you know. Yeah, I tried to like join like a punk group. I tried being punk. That was interesting. I got told that I was a hipster and that I couldn't be punk. High school is such a weird experience. Yeah, no group wanted me. The hipsters didn't want me either, by the way. Nobody wanted me. It still stays that way. I think that that's actually traveled into my adulthood too. I'm kidding. Then growing up out of high school, I dropped out of high school. I became a fashion photographer though, so that was pretty lit. So here we are, you know, I'm an adult now. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm gonna do this YouTube channel now. But if I could put out some sort of motivational thing on the internet, I would say that the people who get bullied the most when they're kids, or have never been able to be placed in a box, are usually the most unique individuals growing up. Like once they reach adulthood, they really are the most unique people. Humans suck. This world is quite honestly so fake and dumb. We're all performing. We live in a masquerade party. I don't know if you guys are aware. Everyone is performing. Everybody, including me. What I find the most funny is the people who claim that they're not performative. I'm just gonna say it. I've had enough. You're fucking embarrassing. You're just trying to be super esoteric, and we get it. But for the rest of us, we're just gonna live and not take ourselves so fucking serious. Taking yourself super serious will give you a fucking headache. For real. I think that like we're all just going insane collectively. We're on a space rock floating in nothingness. This is all dumb. I'm actually none of your fucking bullshit fucking labels. Hipster, emo, punk. I'm actually all of the above. I'm all of it. You know what I find the most funny? People who think they're original. You're not. People who think that like their thing is so niche and like whatever. Oh, I didn't get this off Pinterest. Oh, people who scroll on Pinterest, those are posers. Girl, be so for real. This makes me a poser. So be it. Who cares? It's clothes. Why are we living in a world like this? It's so dumb. When are we gonna just stop wearing the mask? Just take it off. Take it all off. And then even with like my spirituality, do I look like I study mysticism? No one would take me seriously right now if I told you that I had like 3 grimoires on my bookshelf of studies I've done. If I show up and I'm like, hey guys, I'm actually a philosopher. You know, there's a classic saying, don't judge a book by its cover. Does anyone actually live by that? No. I've been judged by this cover my whole life. I don't care to look a certain way to be taken seriously. I really don't. My whole life I've also never been seen as a smart person. And you know, people are usually surprised to see that I have multiple layers. And also, it's just hard being real in this world where we're constantly told we need to not be. Like, oh, you can't be this religion and cuss. Or you can't, you know, participate in this and also do this. But the reality is, we all do it. Behind closed doors or out in the open like me. You pick your poison, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, this whole thing's dumb and rock on.